This is volume 8 of my Federal Fumbles. It's another opportunity to shine the light on government waste, fraud, and inefficiency so we can waste less and save more. Over the years, we've always highlighted and then we've stopped millions of dollars of waste. And we're grateful for the new players in the field highlighting and ending waste with us. We work hard for the money we earn. We don't want our tax money wasted. When we pay our taxes, we expect our hard-earned money to go to roads and education and national security. Instead, we did a little research and we found some of it's going to EV charging stations in Vietnam. Some of it's going to members of the Taliban in Afghanistan and to Chinese solar companies. In 2023, the federal government spent $722 billion on prescription drugs, more than any other country. Why? Well, partially because Medicare covers expensive brand name drugs and often excludes less expensive generics. That's a fumble that costs taxpayers billions of dollars. If Medicare would prioritize low-cost drugs and they would fast-track generics into their formularies, it would be a win for patients and for taxpayers. It's time for a smarter Medicare game plan and to end wasteful foreign aid that doesn't benefit Americans' national security. Let's put the American taxpayer back in the lead. Without question, some of our federal agencies are careless with your money. It's time for the coach, that is the American people, to say, get your head in the game. Decades ago, the United States created 2 small agencies to televise news to places in the world with limited freedom of the press. They were supposed to express American values and excellence to countries living under oppression and isolation. But lately, they've used their microphone that you paid for to actually belittle American values and to belittle our society around the world. They spent $956 million, your tax dollars, last year broadcasting United States government scandals and problems within our country. Listen, Russian TV already attacks our values around the world. We don't need our own government paying for somebody to join them. They've basically done the equivalent of scoring a touchdown for the other team, but it was paid for with your tax dollars. President Biden, in the final days of his administration, well, he threw a Hail Mary pass to try to forgive student loan debt for 5 million borrowers. It totaled $175 billion he wanted to give away. Well, federal courts stepped in and they stopped his unlawful program so you didn't have to pay for someone else's philosophy degree. Millions of dollars that's dedicated to FEMA was actually spent on hotel rooms for people illegally present in the United States, including luxury hotels in New York City. Of course, our disaster relief playbook is so incredibly complicated, no one can follow it, especially if you just lost your house or business to a disaster. Any sports fan would call that complicated spaghetti bowl of authorities and programs the worst bracket of all time. Our current disaster system gives out billions of dollars across 30 different federal agencies. But that plan is so complicated, it takes paid professionals to consult local communities how to navigate this web of federal authorities. We need to dramatically simplify our disaster relief system, including giving states and local communities more authority to make their own decisions after a disaster. Federal agencies need to get their head in the game. You can check out my Federal Fumble book to see my playbook for how the government can waste less and save us all more.